Werewolves and Bigfoot are real, only considered a myth by those who are too scared to engage in the history and mystery that these cryptid creatures have left in many cultures around the world. Only one team has the grit, the knowledge and the fortitude to go after these savage beasts. As one cohesive unit, NCI, North Carolina investigates.
Well, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. How is everybody this evening? Tonight we're going to do something a little dab different. We didn't put nobody in the green room. We just brought everybody out here on the front porch and just going to exploit everybody all at once. Tim Bob, we hear that you got something other extremely exciting that happened in the middle of Franklin, North Carolina. You care to tell us a little dab about it tonight?
Tim,
I think.
speak to us, Tim.
No, froze.
My internet's going in and out. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
We can now.
But yeah, me and Rachel went over to her mom's place. It's actually over in Jackson County, and we went over to her mom's house, and they'd been having some goats killed, and we got out and we thought we'd start with the latest goat kill, and Rachel turned on her EVP on her phone, and Angel was holding that and was walking around, and that thing was going crazy. And then whatever that old woman's name is, she followed us up through the woods, and we got stuff on the SLS camera and on the EVP and everything. And what amazed me the most was the big structure we found where they could hide and watch the goat pasture. That, to me, that was the craziest, because they had tore up some big trees to do that.
That's pretty cool. But what did you find on the SLS or the EVP when you got on up there?
It was pretty silent.
I'll let them talk about that, because it was going off like crazy. I mean, they didn't want to talk to me. They kept talking to the women all the time. They never would. I had mine turned on, and I'm using the same app because Rachel put it on my phone. So we're using the same app, and it's not coming over mine, but voices are coming over hers. So they like Rachel and Miss Angel.
Well, Rachel, you two tell us what happened.
There wasn't a lot going on until we got over to the old house, and then there was about 3 voices that kept coming through. We had gone out there the day
male,
before.
female,
what, 2?
It was a mixture of female, at least 1 female, and I think maybe 2 or 3 males. At least there was 1 deep voice that sound a bit demonic, if you'd ask me. I don't know. It was very strange.
That's the one Tim said should have been a bass singer.
Okay. Well, tell us about the site, and tell us what all you've seen as far as the SLS and all that goes.
Well, we had actually gone out there the day before, and I turned on an EVP, and something was talking to me, chatting up a storm, and I asked it. It was the female voice, and I asked her what she wanted, and she said to take your soul. And that's whenever we found the dead baby goat laying out there. And then Tim came over the next day. We went back out there. The dead baby goat had been moved, dragged around. It was in a different spot. So we put a camera on it. I'm pretty excited to go check that footage, see what's been.
Do you think it was a spirit moved it, a Bigfoot, or what?
The weird thing about it is it was killed, and there's no puncture wounds. It wasn't ripped up. Its eyeballs were missing, and a little bit of its nose was missing. And whenever I told my mom that, she got all excited. She said, every goat that's been killed this year, we've had 14 goats that were killed this year. She said every goat was still laying right where it was killed. It was untouched. They all had puncture wounds to the nose or the neck.
Wow, that
Nothing.
sounds like something much more interesting than Bigfoot. Or
Yeah,
I don't think it was a Bigfoot. Was there any blood?
No
no,
blood.
that's the strange thing is like if it was a wild animal, they wouldn't waste, the meat or, they would drag it back to their dens or wherever to feast on it. But this was just missing the eyes and a little bit of its nose. And there was no blood. There was no, puncture wounds, no nothing. Just,
Well,
it was
that's
strange.
weird. I just watched a show about chupacabra in North Carolina. So, do you think it could be a chupacabra?
If it was a chupacabra, to me, it would have at least puncture wounds on it, where they, suck the blood. Because chupacabras are famous for blood sucking.
They go usually through the jugular.
Yeah, and there was no side.
One reason I don't think it was actually chupacabra was because the fence that they have them in, that electrified fence, is something would have to jump over it or step over it. There's no way they can get through it because they're about a foot apart. So
yeah,
it would have to be awful small to go through.
What was the carcass? What was the carcass shape? What did it look like?
I mean, it was perfect. It looked literally like the goat just fell over dead, and it was missing its eyeballs and a little bit of its nose. Right, it hadn't been dead for long, maybe a couple of days, because it hadn't even started to decay yet.
That's interesting.
We've had a bad coyote problem, but I think if it was a coyote, it would have drug it back with it. It wouldn't have left it right there.
It probably would have eaten it.
Yeah, it would have mauled it. It would have tore it apart.
Because that's weird.
Very weird.
Yeah, that's awful. That's awful strange. I've got goats myself, and but the only advantage that I've got that y'all don't have over there on that particular spot, I've got 4 livestock guardian dogs, 4 Great Pyrenees.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing coming through that fence. Jethro weighs about 125 pounds. Hercules weighs probably about 120. Charlie probably goes 140. And Dora, she might go 95 pounds.
Wow.
So the strand length or width that Tim was talking about there a minute ago is about the way I've got mine set. I've got mine set on 4 strands of electric. And believe it or not, as big as those goats are, if they can time that pulse on that electric fence just right, they can go through that fence going out and coming back because, believe it or not, a goat or either a bear or a coyote, either one, can smell that electricity and they will time it just right. And when that timing gets just right, they'll slip through that electric fence. But with those 4 livestock guardian dogs that I've got, I don't think anything up here is going to be brave enough by itself to take on 4 Great Pyrenees unless it's something other ungodly in size to try to, take a goat, which, that leaves the door open on several different creatures in that area. Dogman Pup could possibly be a guilty party of it. Could be a caller. Who knows? I mean that door is open.
Go ahead, Jerry.
We've had a history in the South Mountains, along of your dead goats, dead dogs, of course, cats and pigs, and about every goat account, as far as I can remember that I know of from around here, the goats have a broken neck. They're going to have hurt ribs, but probably the greatest majority of them simply they're attacked and taken and they're never seen again. Those are Bigfoot, I believe.
Yeah.
Todd Woodbooger said S walkers possibly.
Oh, okay. That's what these mean. I was trying to figure out what in the world he's talking about SW. I'm glad you said that. I thought he
Those we
meant
don't-
Star Wars.
Tell them about the eyes that you all saw out just a couple of nights before that, before we went walking around.
Okay, this event happened the first night we went out to the house. After Rachel had received the message that the spirit or whatnot had wanted her soul. So I was outside on the back porch smoking a cigarette, and I would just happen to look out across the field towards the barn, and I seen these glowing red eyes look at me. And I felt like this very, like, when I say like evil or maybe malicious, I guess, sense of spirit or something. And then right after that, right beside of it, I seen another set of green eyes, like glowing like green eyes. And then I felt, to me, it wasn't meant towards me. Like, I guess, like the feeling, it was more towards Rachel. And I just spoke out and said, you can't have her. And then that's when another set of green eyes like flickered right beside the red eyes, and they just stood. They, I guess, just were there for like briefly, and then I went back inside. But yeah, it was very strange.
Tell them about the voice you heard the night you were sitting on the gator. I ran in the house.
Oh,
This was after we kept getting EVPs saying, come visit, come back. I'd walked inside and we'd rode the gator down from my grandmother's house. She was sitting on the gator and it was almost dark. It was getting pretty dark, and she heard a voice right beside her head. It said, visit. We did promise it, though. Whenever we were in the woods that day, we promised it that we were going to come back that night, and we never did go back.
No.
You got some spirits going on there, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Now the eyes I'm kind of wondering about.
Yeah. Well, Rachel had said.
That leads me to a different kind of theory. Could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You don't think it could be aliens or puckwudgies, do you?
How far apart was the eyes? Could you tell? As far apart or close together or what?
The reason I say eyes is because I could tell they were eyes. They were like close enough to be eyes, and in the spot as if you were looking at someone. Like, you could tell that would be their face and their eyes. That's the only reason I say eyes.
Did it look like it was like human part, or wider, or closer together, or bigger or smaller? Describe the eyes as much as you possibly can.
It was like I could see that they weren't alien or anything. Like, to me, you could see the outshadow of a person, it seemed like. And then the only thing I could see was like just glowing red. Like, I mean, I didn't see the whites of the eyes. I didn't see any of that. All I seen was just the glowing of the eyes, kind of.
What about with the green eyes?
The same with the green eyes. Yeah.
Because green eyes is usually associated with Bigfoot. And it's also associated with Dogman. And red eyes has also been associated with Dogman. So could they have been the size of like a 7-foot tall person? Maybe a little bit wider, a little bit this way instead of this way.
I mean, it could have been like I
know it's hard. I know it's hard.
It is hard because not only was I like it was kind of off in the distance, but I mean, it's very hard to tell. I'm not sure.
I don't know. That's cool. I know how difficult it is. Trust me. I really, truly do. I just have questions. That's all.
Yeah.
She really didn't believe in Bigfoot till about a week ago, whenever me and Tim made her come hit the woods with us.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't believe. I just never like really investigated in it, and I never pursued basically the interest. I mean, I'm a very big believer of the supernatural, and that there are things unknown to us out there. It's just I never, investigated or looked into it until I went on the walk with them. And then, I clearly seen evidence of something out there,
Yeah. Well, now we showed you some evidence when me and Tim and you and my grandson and Rachel went.
No, she didn't go
That
with
wasn't.
Oh,
that
that's not her.
wasn't Angel.
Hell, I can't see. I can't tell anything. I'm blind in one eye and can't see in the other. I'm old. What do you expect? Plus the
But
screen's little.
we
Okay, never mind.
we did find one of the skulls from the goats.
Okay.
And we found that, and we found where they was something had been digging roots up, and that's where they made that big ambush site or hiding spot. I think it was more a hiding spot than anything. But you could tell something had been something's coming through there, whether it's a dog man or Bigfoot, but it was twisting a white oak that big around in two.
Wow.
Just took it and twisted it in half.
Well, I got a question for you. Where it was
At
digging.
first, I thought it was a
bulldozer.
Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Who, me?
Uh-huh.
They was different plants there that it was digging the roots out of. You could see the tree part up above it, but it was taking the roots off of it. And the thing that surprised me was I honestly expected to find some kind of tractor track, some kind of bulldozer track, something that had come through there and done that, but they wasn't nothing. And you could tell it had been sat down beside of and dug because all the leaves was still around it. You could see where to pull the leaves back around it and dug around it and what it needed.
We found those
clothes on the and on the actual I couldn't hear. My internet's cutting out. On the structure itself, you could actually see where they took fingers and started peeling the bark off of the trees.
Oh. Rachel?
Mm-hmm.
What was you going to say?
Yeah, the claw marks on the trees. I mean, that couldn't have been done with claw of a traco or anything. It was definitely claw marks coming all the way down the tree.
Was it claw marks or like fingernails?
Fingernails.
Like fingernails.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. It didn't go in that deep. It looked like it went just deep enough to get the bark started, and then it would grab it and pull the bark off.
So it's getting stuff like probably bugs and stuff out, eating the protein off of them.
I don't know because it wasn't dead. It was green.
Oh, maybe it's getting a sap.
You know what I mean? It wasn't. It might have been because it done it to 2 or 3 of them, and we did find a pine tree that was tore all to pieces, broke into 2 or 3 pieces. And then I got to thinking about where we got the hairs out of the pine trees over on Harrison Cove. So,
oh yeah,
I was just, it was all together done for some reason, and I don't know what. Don't know if it's the medicine or what it is.
Were all the trees the same kind of tree?
No. It was a little bit. It was a mixture of about.
Okay. Well, that's nice to know. Well, now you've got me even more curious than I was before.
We found like hunting blinds that they had built.
You ain't the only one, and we did find 3 beds where something had bedded down on the side of the hill up there.
Okay.
And as far as I know, Rachel said they'd never seen deer up there.
Mm-mm. It was weird whenever we were in there too. There
So
were no birds chirping. It was
Yeah.
just still. No squirrels running around.
Nothing.
The
Wow.
No
wind
sound.
was blowing. And then whenever we crossed back over to the other side, we got up behind my grandma's house. That's whenever we got that EVP too that said granddaughter right whenever we were walking by my grandmother's house.
Oh,
When we got
okay.
over,
That's pretty wild.
birds started chirping. It got brighter out. It was just like that heaviness was
Yeah,
lifted
it
off.
felt a lot lighter on the other side.
They want to know, did Jens get pictures or video?
Yeah.
yeah,
In video things.
Yeah, video the whole walk.
I had my phone on
it should
EVP.
be. I think.
Are we loaded up, Rob?
I don't have those videos loaded. I couldn't
Okay.
get them transferred over. I couldn't get them to transfer over.
Okay.
I don't
That
know. I
happens
don't know if it
sometimes
was
with this.
I don't know if it was a software glitch or what. But I tried every way in the world to get get those videos to transfer over, and I don't know if it's a conflict between Facebook and whatever. I don't know. I tried.
I do have them uploaded on my TikTok.
Okay. That's Tim Dills
And
13.
I'll email them. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'll email them to you, Rob. That way we ain't got to worry about it going any other way. I'll just email them straight to you.
Sounds like a winner. I might be able to pull them off that way, but I tried every which way from Sunday to get those videos to pull over, and I seriously changed religions 13 times trying to get it to work, and that didn't happen.
Well, we have a question here from Woodbooger. He said, could it possibly, now he's just thinking out loud. He said, could it possibly have been horses or goats that made the marks on the trees?
We don't have any horses, just goats. In the fence, the fence line was right down below it, so the goats would
Yeah,
have
this is
been
outside the fence.
probably about 10, 20 foot away from the fence on the other side.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Well,
Yeah, tell. Oh, that's Cindy Sap 9610.
yeah.
Yeah, tell Cindy to go on Tim's TikTok and check that out. That's the
Well,
only
I
thing I
think
know to do at the present moment.
You just
they're
did.
uploaded to YouTube too. They're on the YouTube channel on the NCI page.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Go. Don't forget.
Well, they are.
Send her to the NCI page, son. What's wrong with you?
Hey, I forgot where I send things. I got all.
Lord.
You know good and well that after they send me and Jerry down there on Saturday night on Meatloaf night, it just screws everything up.
That's 2 nights away, though. That's 2 nights away.
Well, we get excited when it comes to Meatloaf night at the Nervous Hospital.
Oh, I understand that. I understand that. What was I going to ask you? I wanted to ask you what happened with you and Tim over there at our other research area. Did you just not get some action with the SLS and EVP over there?
Which one was that?
When Tim got to see the SLS by the car or by the truck?
That's the same place.
Oh, is it the same place?
Yeah, that was up.
Oh.
Yeah. Same place in the walk. So
that was
Yeah.
That was the very start of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was somebody sitting in that truck trying to drive it.
Oh, that's funny. Tell us what all happened there, Rachel.
I mean, there was a lot. So we went in the old house. Well, we went in the kitchen and the dining room. We actually put the camera in the living room where the goat was, and the EVP was just going crazy the whole time. There were a couple of male voices that were talking to us over there, and whenever we got away from the house, it was just the woman that kept talking to us, and she kept saying that she was following us.
And she kept asking if we could see her.
Yeah, she
And to
kept
visit.
saying, "Can you see me? Can you see me?" And Angel had it on SLS, and there was somebody popping up in the wood line right behind us.
Yeah.
I pulled out my thermals, and I got an image on thermal, and it was the exact same spot that she was picking it up on SLS. So, yeah, she was following us through the woods because she kept yapping her ear off the whole time, saying stuff.
That's interesting. Would she respond when you spoke to her?
Yeah, she was answering us. I mean, we walked, so the goat pasture is down below. We walked in the woods up towards my grandma's house. We were over beside her house. That's whenever she said granddaughter, and I think that's one of the last things that she said, because that's whenever, after we got up by my grandma's house, the air just felt lighter. The birds started chirping again. We started seeing squirrels. There was no squirrels or anything in the woods where we were at. I mean, it was weird. There was just no wildlife. Couldn't hear any
Wow.
birds.
Yeah.
It was just like a dark, heavy presence was there. The wind wasn't blowing. The air was just still. It was kind of creepy.
Wow. I love stuff like that.
And then like 30 yards on up, I mean, it's just completely different atmosphere.
What did you say, Tim?
I know it sounds stupid, but it's almost like there's a veil line right there. Once you got on this side, everything was back to normal. But on this side towards the house and the goat field and all of that, nothing. I mean,
I believe it.
We heard stuff walking around. Even I heard it without my ear. Without my hearing aids in, I could hear it walking around.
It was like we stepped through an invisible wall. You could tell instantly that everything just got lighter.
That's interesting. You actually may have a weak spot there, where the curtain between the areas are thin, so you're getting more action there because of that.
Well, it was built on an Indian burial ground. So.
Oh no!
That
there's
answers
a problem
a lot.
right there.
That answers a lot, because that's going to be my next question. Was if there was any graveyards or any Indian burial sites, because Jackson County, ain't that not too far away from where the Judiculla Rock's at?
Right on top of it. So Judiculla Rock is less than 10 miles up the road. It's in Cullowhee, where the old Indian village was down. So right below where my mom lives, where the rec department's at, there's this huge field, and that was where the Indians had their village at, down by the creek down there. The land flattens out. We're kind of up on the hill. But every year, whenever we plow the garden, and it's been plowed for, as long as my family has lived there, we still find arrowheads and pieces of pottery every time that ground is.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be an active area right there.
I was
that
told
explains a lot.
Yep.
I was told that my great, I don't know how many times removed grandpa bought that land off of the Indians. They were moving out. They sold it to them for two horses and a wagon is how we got all that property.
Oh, wow.
Back in
That's awesome.
Too bad I can't get that kind of deal today. I've got 2 goats and a chicken. I'd be willing to trade for about 25 or 30 acres.
Man, that opens up a whole new door. That makes me think that was a dog man, because dog man loves burial areas.
Oh yeah,
dog man.
Yeah,
and
dog
one thing
loves
that
graveyards. They're actually
one thing that was sort of weird. Once we got
guardians of the graveyards. Go ahead, Tim. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I was just going to say, once we got on the other side where it lightened up and we started finding squirrels and all of that stuff, we didn't find that much sign.
Mm-hmm.
Like the broke trees and we didn't find that much sign on that side once we got up the hill.
You probably got all that sacred ground.
But and we found all the sign on that side. It's all, like I said, it's almost like there's a line drawn. One side's active and one side's not.
Yeah. Jerry, you're contemplating something, son. Talk to us.
I'm still thinking about the goat. I'm still thinking about the dead goat with no apparent external trauma. You got your missing eyes. What's that remind you of? Something we've talked about recently. The dead people at Dietloff Pass, where they had the injury, no external trauma. So everybody, what's your best guess? And what can that goat died of something internal? Who knows? So what could do that?
Well,
Heart attack.
do what?
Heart attack. Scared to death. I don't know.
Could be heart attack, pneumonia.
I've got a picture of the goat that I'll send you guys later.
Okay.
Where I walked in the house.
It was something caused the goat to die, but and it could have been scared to death. Who knows? Using some kind of infrasound. One thing that I've learned recently is our bodies, everything's got a resonant frequency. So if you match the resonant frequency of a building, you can crash that building. Well, the human body or the mammals, we have different resonant frequencies in different parts of our body. So if something can make a sound to say, match the resonant frequency of your liver or your heart, and it's going to go.
That's true. Until there's an autopsy or something done on that goat, we're really not going to know what killed it.
Yeah, that was the 14th one this year.
Did all of them have basically the same injuries?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could believe infrasound real easy on that.
That's wild.
Since it didn't have any of the puncher through the neck or thing, that takes the chupacabra out.
Yeah.
And it's sacred ground, it's burial ground, so that pulls in spirits and dogman.
I wonder why a dogman likes to hang out around graveyards. Is that because they used to take black dogs back in the day and bury them in the graveyard first to make them the guardian of the graveyard?
Yeah, that's what the belief is, yeah. But I don't know. I've been researching dogman for a while now, and nothing makes sense. And there's a huge variance in the look of a dogman all the way through to werewolf, everything else. There's a big variance in there. There's a large history that goes way back. I'm talking farther than 400 BC. And so, I mean, there's so much we don't know about the creatures, but there's a lot we do know, but that's been pushed out of history. So I don't know. This is interesting, huh?
Sounds like a deep rabbit hole to jump down.
Oh, it is. I've been banging my head on it for a couple of years now. Can't you tell? It's got flat spots.
We like rabbit holes, by the way. We love rabbit holes.
We thrive in them. Go ahead, Tim.
Oh, I can't tell when my internet's working or not. So I was just going to say that when me and Miss Rachel went up to Old Ball and come down, and she turned her EVP on her phone, the first thing it said was Rachel.
Yeah,
and
it's strange.
she's done a lot of paranormal investigating. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
And
that means
she's done a lot of paranormal. Yeah.
Go ahead.
What did I do?
And we was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we were way back there, away from everything.
But she has been doing a lot of paranormal stuff before she started on the Bigfoot.
I got a question. Why do most women like paranormal? I'm just wondering. I've seen a lot more women get into paranormal than I did in the Bigfoot.
I've always had a lot of crazy stuff happen to me. I mean, even as a kid, I think I got into it then, and then as I became an adult, it just was something fun to do. And the app that me and Tim have, I actually know that it works because I went through a bunch of them. You know, there's a lot of stuff out there that just throws words and stuff at you. You can't believe them. This app that I downloaded, I think it's called GhostTube. There's a bunch of different ones. There's the Ghost SLS and everything. I was down in Walhalla, South Carolina, and we went to an old cemetery down there. And Walhalla is primarily German settlers back in the day. We went to a German cemetery, and the EVPs were all in German. It was talking German to me the whole time. So I do believe that app. And I think
Okay.
I was telling him about that night whenever we were sitting in the truck, and I had my EVP recorder going. And I was telling him about being at that German graveyard and it speaking in German to me. Then all of a sudden it started talking German to us up there.
Oh, that's funny. So it responded as you spoke to it.
Yeah. I don't know if something pulled me out of that German graveyard or what, but it all of a sudden switched over to German.
That's pretty cool.
That tell them about the other day about up at your grandma's house when you stayed all night with her. The day, I think it was the day after or the day of that we went investigating up there.
Let's see, I think it was the night of because you left and went home that night of. So the whole time that that woman was following us through the woods, we kept saying we're gonna go back down there tonight, and we were gonna go down there and go back in the house and see if we could get some good EVPs that night. It was just too cold, and I think it was raining. We didn't go back, but she kept saying visit, visit, visit. We never did go back to visit. I went up and I stayed.
You.
Yeah, apparently. Well, I mean, she even said she was following me, and she wanted to take my soul. I was staying up with my grandmother that night. I was downstairs sleeping on the couch. It was about 5:15 in the morning because I got up and looked at my phone. Something just started beeping, woke me up. It was loud. I looked all over the house trying to figure out what it was. She's got a electric stair chair that goes back and forth to the basement to the living room. There was a red light on it that was flashing, so I thought it was a stair chair. I go over there and completely unplug it. I pulled the plug out of the wall. The light went off. I went and I laid back down. It's still beeping. It would not stop beeping. So I go back down there again. I was like, is that a smoke detector? What is that? So I just go sit on the steps for like 15 minutes and it's still happening. It was the chair. I sat down below the chair and there's a smoke detector right here above my head. And I was like, it's got to be that smoke detector because the chair is unplugged. The chair is still unplugged and right in my ear, it starts beeping.
Okay.
So,
here's the odd question. Does the chair have an emergency battery in it?
It does not. It does not. And I was telling my mom about it the next morning and she said, well, you know, you're out there around that old house playing around. She said, something weird happens every time anybody's around that house. We've had several things happen about that house. She said, something followed you. And I said, well, it kept telling me it was going to follow me. So I guess it did. That evening, I went back up and I stayed the night with my grandmother that night. And I told her, I said, by the way, your stair chair doesn't work. I unplugged it. She said, well, that's weird. I was trying to get it to work. And I told her what it was doing. She said, it's never done that before. And she's had it for about 10 years. She said, I've never heard any beeping noises. I didn't know it did that.
That's interesting. That's so pretty cool.
Something was on there trying to take it for a ride. I think it does that. It's like a safety alarm if somebody falls off of it because it's got like a little seat belt and everything, you know.
Yeah.
The seat goes down a little bit. I think if the pressure sensor or something comes off of it, starts making that alarm in case, you know, anybody fell off of it. But I think somebody was trying to ride up on the stair chair.
That's funny. I love it.
Now, is that old house inside the goat pen?
It is. The goats have been using it as a house now. They live there.
Who used to live in that old house? Do you know?
That was all right. So my grandpa's, I don't know if it was his dad or his dad's dad. It was built in 1890. All the wood was sawed in the barn that used to sit. It part of it's still there. It's fell in. There was a sawmill that they had out there in the barn, and they sawed all the lumber for that house there and built it. But it was built in 1890.
Wow.
Wow.
Hmm.
So cool.
It was
Yes.
well, I think the 80s. There was my great grandpa lived in there until the 80s.
Oh wow. That's wild. Jerry?
Could, for those of us who are not educated on the paranormal so much, can you explain the concept of the SLS instrument?
Yeah, okay, so it picks up on, I think it goes by heat signals. But it looks like a stick man. It'll map out bodies or where bodies are.
Yeah. Okay.
And they'll do all kinds of funky stuff. They'll dance, they'll hop
I'll stay
around,
the
they'll
one right
pitch a
here.
fit.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Rachel.
it'll show you whenever they move. I mean, it's just like a stick figure. It just draws like a stick figure over where somebody, and I'm assuming it goes by heat signals, but
I think it goes by electromagnetic energy.
yeah,
That's
it
what I
might.
think.
You're probably right.
I'm
That's
not
what
sure.
yous were. That's what yous were using today that y'all come up here to go squatching. Was the
Yeah, and
SLS?
that guy that the hoot owl kept following, there was something behind him the whole time, following him around. Because usually whenever it
Wow.
maps somebody out, it draws it like right on top of them. He had one following around right behind him.
Oh, there it is. Tim's
Yep.
got it up there. Oh, that's hilarious. I love it.
I think that's whenever
Oh,
she kept asking us if we could see
And
her.
that's when she said, "We can see you now." That's when she said she was going to hide.
That's awesome.
And I don't know if you've noticed it on that or not, but on the video, well, I know you didn't see that one because I ain't put that one up yet. But I'm standing there looking at it, and Angel and Rachel is beside of me, and something green from the figure in front of me shoots by me and goes right towards Angel.
Yeah, it was reaching for you.
Okay, Angel, talk to us.
It's just I'm all new to this, so it's a little overwhelming. I mean, like I said, I've always believed in it, and it's just I've never actually experienced anything like this kind of magnitude. Not only from them talking to us, from us going straight to the house the first time, and then uh, feeling the presence of going into the woods, like the change of atmosphere, like she said, it was just a 180 difference, and then, seeing the glowing eyes, all this happened within one night of each other. Like all this happened that same day and same night. It was just like, I mean, I guess it's just like a light bulb going off. Like I kind of figured stuff happened, but then having, experienced it, it's just, the whole.
So you're new to our little weird world we're all in. Welcome.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, so, and I'm just taking it all in. But yeah.
Well, I'll warn you, once you get that little toe in there, it'll just suck the whole leg in. So you'll be seeing stuff and experience stuff you've never would have even imagined. It'll either scare you to death or make you more excited about checking it out.
I think I'm more excited because I can't wait to go back on next walk or next haunted place, see what's going on.
I have got her talked into going back. We're gonna go back out to. Well, we promised the lady that was following us through the woods that we would come back, and as soon as it gets above 20 or 30 degrees, we are gonna go out there of the nighttime, maybe about 3 a.m. and just go out there and sit and see what kind of EVPs we can get.
Well, I think I would ride across just for precautionary sakes. That's just me. You know,
Yeah.
I can handle the dog man and the Bigfoot better than I can handle an evil spirit that tells me it wants my soul. Of course, they'd
Yeah.
probably go, no, we don't want yours.
Mhm.
That's just the way it is. Go ahead, Tim. You got something to say? I can tell you're biting at the bits.
On this video, on this video, that green thing I was telling you about, you can actually see it go by. Right there, it just went. You ain't gonna believe this, but when
That's
you
cool.
done that, there's a green line.
That's awesome. I might wonder if that was an orb, energy orb or something.
Could have
But
been.
when you, there's a green line went from that right up.
That's a trip. Wait till she sees her first Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to go on our next walk and see what's out there. See one actually.
Well, I hope we're gonna go on another Bigfoot hunt at the end of this month. I've got to take my grandson. He's gonna disown me.
Yeah.
Well, I told Tim
Is
you guys are more than welcome to come up to the house and come explore in the woods. We can go walk it again. I'd like to see what you guys think about it. Get your opinion.
I love it.
Oh yeah. I'm
Can
letting my truck warm up right now.
All right, come on.
can we hear
Right,
Rachel?
once it
Can we
gets
hear
warmer.
your account? Can
Go
we
ahead,
hear
Jerry.
your account when your dog was missing and you was having to stay up there and the things you experienced?
Yeah, that was a weird ordeal in itself. I was actually supposed to go to a car show with my dad that day. I didn't go. I wanted to get the dogs out of the house because they'd been pinned up forever. I took them on a walk up Pinnacle Park, and we hadn't got far up the trail. I got a rock in my boot, so I stopped, and I still had hold of the dog with one hand. I was trying to take my boot off with the other. He got away. He had two collars on him. My big dog, Clyde, he's a plot hound. He weighs about 95 pounds, and he can pull. He knocks it in 4-wheel drive, and he will yank you down. So I had like a training collar on it with spikes so that I could hang on to him. He also had a nylon collar on him that's always tight because if you tie him up, he will back out of his collar. So it's super tight on him. He pulled away from me. He got loose. The other one shot off right behind him. I was yelling, screaming, trying to chase him. I ran as far as I could, chasing them, and they were just gone. What was weird was I walked back down to the parking lot. There were some people coming in, and I told them that I'd lost my dogs. And they said, well, we hear something right over here. And it was in the opposite direction because they would have been, up the mountain. And we kept hearing a hound dog bark over to the side. And this is land, the Pinnacle Park, I think, is like, I want to say 1,000 acres set aside, no houses, nothing. It borders the parkway. And we kept hearing them over to the side. I take off over there going to call for them, and they usually come whenever they're called. Couldn't find anything. So I walked back over to the parking lot. The people that I had talked to said, well, they're over here now. They're over here on this side. So I take off that way, and I go over there looking for them, calling them. Can't get them, can't find them. I go back down to the parking lot. Now I'm hearing them straight up above where they should have been. I keep hearing them up there. I go back up the trail. I took off work for a day or two. I ended up spending 3 days up there. I camped out in my Jeep. There's never been a place where I've been afraid to walk in the woods. I'm bad to go camping, just pull over, walk into the woods at night, go camping. It's never bothered me before. There was just something up there that felt like it was trying to push me out. And my dad came up there one night because I was camped out. I was waiting on him to come back. He brought me some food and he brought me a pistol. He said, if you're going to camp out up here, you're going to need this. And then we thought we heard the dogs. I'd put out wet food like down at the bottom of the trail because I figured, maybe they'd get hungry and smell it, come back out. And we thought we heard them. We were standing there talking and we both heard them right up the trail. I go running into the woods. I've got the pistol on my side at this time, and it just, I don't know. I got creeped out. My flashlight went off. It's like it just died. And I just felt like I needed to get out of there. So I went back down, but I think it was either on the first or the second day. I'd walked almost the whole trail trying to figure out where they went. And I found that footprint beside the creek.
Hold on, I'll bring that footprint up. If it's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, that was found up there. That's where I found that footprint.
That's a pretty good size print.
Dang.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I've got a pretty big hoof. I wear a size 11 in women's, so it's a lot bigger than mine.
Wow. That's a
But
great
anyway, I finally found the dogs 3 days later. They came back. Their collars were gone. And like I said, the one on Clyde, the big plot hound, his collar was super tight. He couldn't have got it off by himself. He still had the rope attached to the training collar. All of it was gone. My other dog, Dasher, he was with him. He came back without a collar. I got him back, brought him to the house. They weren't hungry. I tried to feed them. I figured they'd been in the woods for 3 days. They must be starved to death. They would not eat. They didn't look like they'd been out running. I looked at the bottom of their paws because I figured they were all cut up, them being in the woods, running through briars. Their feet were not cut up, not hurt in any way.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's pretty amazing. It really is.
What amazed me was they still had all their energy. I mean, whenever I got them back, they were wanting to play. It's not like they were worn out, tired, nothing. They weren't hungry.
Wow.
I think they came back in better shape than they left in.
Sounds like they made some new friends up there they were hanging out with.
Yep.
I think they did, and I think they took their collars from them.
They probably said, well, you don't need that on. We don't believe in collars. That's pretty amazing.
I would no more than take off in one direction, and you would hear barks from the other side. It was like it was just bouncing all around me.
Well, that I can't explain it. I don't know.
I was going crazy trying to find them, running all over the place.
That sort of reminds me of the night me and Rob and Boom Boom and his girlfriend was up on Scaly Mountain, and they started barking like dogs up there.
That was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I wished I'd have been there for that. I'll be there this year.
There you go.
I told Tim I would like to go back up to that place where I lost the dogs at and go camp, because Expedition X actually filmed on the backside of that mountain about the feral people. They got scared down there, and they said the feral people are 100% real. So I want to go back in.
Yeah, there's no doubt about the feral people. I mean, they've been way too many confirmed pictures and reports of them, especially over in Tennessee, over at Cage Cove.
The whole time I was like, the feral people got my dogs. The feral people got my dogs, and that scared me even more. But yeah, that was just right on the backside of that mountain. I mean, maybe not even 15 miles.
With that footprint, it wasn't no feral people.
No, it wasn't.
I tell you what, they'd rather attack a mama bear than they had mess with Rachel's dogs.
Yeah, that's true.
That's pretty interesting. I mean, I wouldn't mind investigating that. Go over and check it out. Maybe put some trail cams out, or so we can find some tracks and footprints and all that good stuff.
There's a lot of land up there to cover. Like I said, it borders a parkway, and I think that Pinnacle Park is at least 1,000 acres, if not a little bit over it. So there's plenty of room up there to explore. I would love to go back in there. I'm going to leave my dogs at home, though.
I think I would, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. They might take us right where they're at.
I know. I think they're buddies with them. They might show us where they're at.
There you go. You talk to your dogs.
Jerry, you just have a question.
Say again.
Somebody in the audience asked you a question.
Yeah, I gave them the thumbs up. I think we've got them here. I think that you've got them heavily up there in the mountains because I'm in the foothills. We got them here. Yuns have them. They're
we got
real.
Fruit Loops here.
Yeah.
Most of downtown Asheville. I'd rather have the
Yeah,
feral
right.
people.
Yeah, they're down there on Lexington Avenue.
But the feral people smell better than the ones up in Asheville.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm
Probably
sorry.
have
Go ahead,
better.
Chris.
I ain't touching that one with a 10-foot pole.
That's what she said. Cousins.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. It sounds like that we need to do an expedition up yonder with Rachel and Angel in that place where them dogs were. We need, because you need a bunch of people to cover the ground, right?
I think we need to make a couple of days of it. I want to show you guys around the old house and where the goats got killed first, and then it'll take us a couple of days to go back over there where the dogs went missing. I mean, there's a lot of ground to cover.
I think Rachel's got more places to go check out than anybody does.
Well, this is a hot spot around here. I mean, there's a lot here because it was all an Indian village around here.
That's true. Well,
Now,
maybe we
now
need to
between
make that our next place for investigation.
now between where the goats were killed at and where you lost your dogs, what's the distance between those two?
15 miles.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, between Silva and Cullowhee, it's not bad.
That's nothing. That's not even an hour's walk for a Bigfoot
Wow.
or a dog man or anything else.
Yeah, I was going to say if it was a straight line shot through the woods, which when you use major highways and roadways to get from point A to point B, it's going to add more distance to it. But if it's a shorter distance between the 2 points through the woods, yeah, it wouldn't take nothing, just a matter of minutes to be from point A to point B in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? With all the activity she's having and all that area right there, and then with like she's Expedition X on the other side, that could be an area where you got dog man, feral people, Bigfoot all in the same area living together.
I think we've got it all here. We've got Bigfoot, dogman. There's been a ton of Sasquatch sightings all around here.
Have you seen any rakes or crawlers?
I've heard rumors about a lot of it over here. You got the little people here that a lot of people
I know the
talk
little
about.
people will be up there. I figured that if it was an Indian area, the little people's there.
Yeah,
And
they're definitely.
one thing about it is if you go the opposite direction up towards Cashers and Highlands and all that, which is not that far from it either, you've got Whiteside Mountain with all the UFOs and all of that stuff too.
You know,
Whiteside is where Spearfinger's supposed to be. We got Judicola Rock right up the road. That's about 5 miles away from my mom's house that we could go explore. That's always a hot spot.
the last reported I got from Spearfinger, last reported sighting of her that I seen was over at Fontana Lake on the North Trail.
Yeah, well, that's right down the road too, and there's always a bunch of weird stuff that goes on around Fontana.
Fontana's a weird place anyway. There's a lot of weird spiritual stuff going on over there. You can feel it when you get there. A lot of people dying when they were building that dam and everything.
Well, they just flooded it overnight. I don't think they really warned anybody. They were in such a hurry to do it. They just came in there and flooded
There's
it.
a lot of bodies dropped in that dam.
Yeah, there was. I've heard that there's several cemented in the dam that whenever they were building it, they would the guys that were working on it would fall off and they couldn't get to them and they knew they were already dead, so they just kept pouring cement right on top of them.
Well, they couldn't stop. The way it's doing, they're unable to stop. Once they start, they have to go till they're empty. There's no way to stop them from pouring at that time. So if you fall in, you're just encased. Happened at the Hoover Dam as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's also where Dwight Campbell and Robin Moonshadow got a good 15, 16-inch track over there too. And also, like we was talking on the NCI boys today, me and Matthew, my son, and my daughter Amber, we heard the kids laughing up on side of the mountain, and they ain't nothing up on side that mountain but a rock cliff.
You know, this is going to be one of these areas, it looks to me like, where everything happens.
Mm-hmm.
UFOs, cryptid creatures, spirits, everything's all piled in this one area. That's what it sounds to me like. I don't mean to sound like a alarmist, but with all the reports we've got from that entire area, I mean, we got everything going on up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
And once again, you're looking at the Appalachians and you're looking at Indian territory.
Mm-hmm. And you've got all the quartz in the mountains up in Whiteside Cove and Horse Cove and all of that stuff. There's a lot of UFO sightings up in Texas.
Todd said, "Let's go." He's in. Well, Todd,
He's walking with his truck right now.
Todd, if we get to go, son, you're welcome to go with us. You are one of us anyway, so this be a good chance to meet you.
I've always heard, an old woman told me one time, she said, just like God and them angels are real, so is the devil and them demons. And she said whenever the Indians left out of here on the Trail of Tears, that they unleashed a bunch of stuff on this land. That may be why we're so high in paranormal activity around here. Have so many cryptids.
I believe it. Plus, I think all the battles between the Indians and the settlers.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that bad blood still is poured into those mountains.
It is.
Iron Mountains. I mean, the whole Appalachians they're the old Appalachian is one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world. At one time, we were actually taller than the Rockies.
I've got a question for you, George.
Speak to me.
And you might know and you might not, but something just hit my brain. All these, the skinwalkers and the shapeshifters and all of that stuff, we know that gets into the supernatural part. Well, how long do they live? Do they die when they reach a certain age like a normal person, or are they so caught up into that to where that they don't?
Well, the way I understand it, now I don't know, but the way I understand it is because their spirit, they don't die.
Well, just think of that place up there being on top of the Indian village there. And then how many of those are still walking the woods and stuff from back then that it's still going on, and now they're coming back and taking it out on the people that's living there now.
Well, it could be that, or it could be, yeah. There's so much speculation we can go to on that as far as why they're getting all this activity now. It could just simply be because now they're paying more attention.
Yeah.
Or it could be that it's always been that way and everybody's kind of brushed it to the side and never really wanted to talk about it or say anything about it.
Yeah.
Or it could be that we're getting closer to the end of times and you know what happens then.
Yeah.
Everything comes out of the woodwork.
I just know. Go ahead, Miss Rachel.
I think he's exactly right. I think he's getting, it is getting towards the end of times. The veil is getting thin. Plus, back in the day, everybody didn't walk around with a cell phone in their pocket with a camera on it. They weren't recording everything, and you were told not to talk about it. If you had something weird happen to you, you didn't talk about it because you were considered crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, just like what the guy, Ed's saying here. When I wrote my book and I investigated that, was exactly what he wrote there about the finding the tunnels and the mounds and the skulls and the bones up there, the little people in Cherokee when they were doing some work up there. Like when they was putting the school and stuff up there, they found the tunnels, they found the bones of the little people.
Was that up at Western Carolina?
I don't know if it's that. I think that I don't know if that part happened. I think it happened up in there building the high school in Cherokee.
I know whenever they were building Western Carolina University, they found a bunch of tunnels, and it said that they shut construction down, and they were finding skeletons in these tunnels. They said they were little tunnels. You would have to crawl in them. They were
It
definitely
may have been the
handcuffed.
same thing.
They were finding skeletons in them, but the skeletons in their mouths, they would find wisdom teeth. So that means that these were adults. They were fully grown.
Mm-hmm.
But they shut down the construction project and altered the plan and sealed back up the tunnels and left them. And there's still to this day, if you go on WCU campus, there's hills that just look unnatural and out of place that nothing's built on top.
You don't want to mess with the little people. They
No,
little,
you
but they
don't.
pack a punch. The Indians were terrified of them. The Cherokee and the Choctaw and all of them were terrified of the little people. And I got chewed out in Cherokee when I was asking about it for the book. I was
You don't
talking to
talk about
people, and I was told by one woman, she was an older, she's probably in her 60s. She said, "Don't talk to me about that and get away from me. Don't say those names, period." And she
Yeah,
got
they won't talk
belligerent
about
about it. Huh?
They won't talk about them at all.
Oh, if you
start
want to
paying
see them
them
turn,
attention, they'll
do
start
what?
paying you attention.
Yeah, if you want to watch them turn pale, mention Spearfinger.
Oh yeah,
They'll turn pale and walk away from you, not speak to you, not look at you anymore. And if you see them after that occasion, they won't look at you. I have people up there still this day won't look at me, and that's been 3-4 years ago.
yeah. That is one thing you do not talk about around here. You do not mention little people or Spearfinger.
Now, I had met a gentleman over there. I won't say his name, but he's the only Cherokee with his name. I won't say what his name was, but he was telling me that his great grandfather. Now this guy's about 70. His great grandfather was a Cherokee wizard or a medicine man, and he actually had a staff that had a jewel on the top of it that had magical powers, and his great grandfather or great grandfather buried it in a cave up on Rattlesnake Mountain, and nobody can get to it now.
Wow.
Because it's surrounded and protected by rattlesnakes in a cave. I said, "Well, ain't no worry about me bothering it." That thing is as safe as if it's embedded in steel, because I ain't getting nowhere near it.
If I do, I'm going to have a loaded shotgun with about 50,000 rounds in it.
And a flamethrower and a machine gun and everything else I can take, because I ain't getting around those snakes.
And I just hope the atomic bomb they drop before I get there don't tear what I'm going after up.
Well, now, when they was building the railroad track over by Ridgecrest, they used a lot of criminals and people in prison to dig that into there, put that railroad track. They pulled a boulder up over there. Now, this is no joke. I actually seen the pictures of this. They pulled this boulder up out of the ground, and there was over 10,000 snakes in that hole where that boulder was. And they filled it full of gasoline and blowed her on fire, son. Woohoo!
Yep.
They was snakes in there big around my arm and my leg.
They can have it.
I don't do snakes. I'll fight Bigfoot, Dogman, spirits, rakes, all that, anything before I'll fight a snake.
I'll take care of the snakes.
I'll bite Bigfoot's finger off as far as that goes, but I ain't playing those snakes.
No.
I'd rather do a ghost any day as snakes. I do not do snakes. I had one fall on my head one time, and that did me.
You ain't kidding. Woo, son. Now I got the creeps. Ready to change subjects.
That's the only thing that NCI will not go after is a damn snake.
That's right.
We didn't escape those.
Nope.
We'll chase all your ghosts, your UFOs, your cryptid creatures, serial killers. We'll chase any of that stuff. But if you call for a snake, you own your own.
I don't care how many
Now,
times they say that they've got Medusa in the backyard. She can stay in that backyard. No. Mm-mm.
We'll send
let
Jerry.
me, let me catch a couple of few rattlesnakes, and I will completely cook them in such a way when you eat them snakes, you're going to be saying, Bill Wood, you need to catch us some more snakes.
Well,
Oh God.
the tasting them and eating them ain't the problem. The
Okay.
problem is when they're alive.
Well,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my issue with them. I don't mind them when they're dead. I'll wear them as boots when they're dead. That's fine.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think we kind of got off our subject here. I'm sorry. It's
Well,
Rachel's
no,
fault.
that reminds me of Jerry Clare when they was talking about eating them, and they had the people there to make sure they killed the rattlesnakes the right way, and he asked them, said, "Well, how do you kill them wrong?
Ain't no wrong way to kill a
There
snake.
ain't no wrong way to kill a snake."
No.
Oh, we got stuff popping up, man. We got people participating. I just love when people talk to us. When they get on there and they ask us questions and send comments, it just tickles me to death.
I
How's
can't
it
see
work?
the comments. It's too little on my screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're getting tons of comments. People are really getting into y'all stories.
Yes, they have been reports of little people over around Lake Lure. I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
seeing some reports on that, and yeah, that one that just popped up. I didn't get a chance to read the name of who said that, but yes, they are little people around Lake Lure.
I'm sorry. I'll pop it back. There you go. Ed.
Yeah, Ed. I thought it said Red Rock. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to get me some new glasses.
Well, it does say rock something, but I can't say that. My glasses ain't that good.
Well, mine ain't either.
I have a question. So, explain to me what little people are. I kind of got the gist of it, but I'm not real sure if I'm thinking correctly.
Rob, you want to remember that?
Well, little people are basically about like I know we've all heard of the Scottish and Irish tales of the gnomes and first one thing another.
Leprechauns.
Somewhere around about 2, possibly 3 feet tall max. Some of them are 8 or 9 inches tall. They're basically tricksters to a point. Some of them will try to help you, but most of them, if you double cross them, they're easily oh gosh, you can easily besmirch one and not officially know that you did it, and they'll wreak havoc. I mean, they'll turn your life upside down. They're
They are
devious.
a physical creature, but they're also supernatural. They
Hmm.
possess different abilities other than what humans have, and they can be tricked. They're not good or evil. They're just whatever they want to be at the time. And
Right.
some of them can be pretty rough. I mean, you've got recordings through history in different parts of the world of them actually helping to wipe out entire villages.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they can be good. They've been known to. There's been many reports of little people helping lost hikers or children or stuff like that out of the woods. There's several Cherokee legends in Choctaw and that I've read that where they would help kids get away from bad things. Like, and they're always friendly to animals. None of the animals in the woods ever try to kill the little people because they know better. And,
I think they're both. They're sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I think
Go
they're
ahead.
both. I think they're good and bad. I think that depends on you. They can read your intentions. They know if you're a good or a bad person. If you take too much of the land, what your intents are. If some
You're
of them
exactly
will,
right.
they'll get you lost in the woods. But there's a lot of them. I mean, like children and animals, they're innocent. So of course they're never mean towards them.
You're exactly right.
The ones that my buddy seen that was in his yard, they was dressed up. The little man was dressed up in a loincloth, and the little woman was dressed up in a old timey dress with a bonnet on it, just like normal humans.
Well, we've got
But
faces on film.
mhm.
We've
There was
got
a
the
guy.
face. Go ahead.
There was a guy from the Smithsonian Museum that came down here to interview a bunch of Cherokee elders and write a book about Cherokee myths. And he went down there and he started asking about the little people. And he saw that everybody he talked to, they were serious. They didn't call them legends, myths, or fairy tales. They spoke about them like they were real.
Mhm.
Before that guy left here, he thought he was going to leave with a bunch of stories to write him a book on. He left believing in the little people.
Oh yeah, I very much believe. I believe in everything now because my eyes have been open. I've seen so much crap now since we've been doing this that I don't doubt nothing anymore.
Ain't
I
that
didn't believe in the whole porthole with Bigfoot coming through it, but I have now. I believe in it now. I haven't seen it yet, but I believe it can probably happen.
that was one of the things that they asked me when I was talking to a Cherokee lady over there when I was trying to find out more about Bigfoot. And first thing she mentioned, when I was telling her that we was finding limbs twisted and broke and everything, she said, "That's probably the little people." Until I told her that limb was about that big around, she said, "That ain't the little people." But I mean, I'd never heard of the little people until then. And then it wasn't 2 weeks later till I talked to my buddy that actually saw those two. But what got me was that's the first thing she said. So evidently it's something fresh on their mind. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh yeah, well back when my great grandma was around, we used to. But it first, just like that, would something still going on today.
Well, what I heard last time I was in Cherokee and was talking to people about this is they're still very active with the tribe,
They
from
are.
what I understand. And not only they stay away from where everybody else is. They stay on the tribal land itself, where regular people don't go. They stay back there, and they stay. From what I understand, they're still pretty active with the Cherokee and the Choctaw.
They are. They're still around here a lot. I think since it's become so. I mean, since the towns grew and everything, it's been so developed that they're on the outside of it, still in the woodline, but they're still very much around here. There's still some Cherokee elders that go up and visit WCU campus, and one of them was asked one time what he was doing up there. He was just standing there staring off into space with his hat in his hand looking at a hill, and they asked him what he was doing, and he said they're still here. That was their village. They didn't leave, they just went deeper.
I believe it. I really truly do.
I know I was always told, heard this since I was a kid, whenever you enter into the woods, you're supposed to leave an offering of tobacco or something sweet, a piece of bread or something like that, and knock on the trees. Let them know you're coming. Let them know that you're entering their territory.
We might need to start doing that, boys. Just out of respect.
Yeah.
Huh?
Sounds like a good idea.
I think Tim mentioned Robin Moonshadow earlier.
Yeah.
Robin passed on, rest her soul, but her YouTube page is still up. Robin Moonshadow's Strange Realms, and she's got some good content there on her YouTube channel about little people. She was very knowledgeable on little people and pudgewudgies and things like that. And she surmised and said that we have little people here in the South Mountains because of some things. So
I think they're all over. I don't think they're bound to one spot. I think they're
all over the world. They're
Yeah.
just called different things. I mean, you've got them in even out in Hawaii and stuff. They talk about pugwedgies, which is basically the same thing as the little people.
Yeah, there's tricksters. Wedgies are tricksters.
Yeah, I mean, I've read about so many of them from all over the place. You know, they found in New Zealand, they actually found the bones of that tribe that they call Hobbit people because they were about 3 feet high, full growed.
Oh.
And they decided to call them hobbits, I guess, because J.R.R. Tolkien. But yeah, they found them. They've actually got pictures of their bones, their bodies, the weapons that they used for survival, and everything. And there's still reports of them running around in New Zealand.
That's pretty wild.
Rachel, This is a question for both of you. Do either of you have a Cherokee bloodline in your family tree?
I do.
I have Abenaki and Apache Indian.
Okay.
I think I'm the only white one in the family. The rest of my cousins are Cherokee. I'm the only one that's not on the roll anyway.
Oh,
That could be why you're getting more activity too.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Well, guys, we've hit an hour 20.
I believe we have. I forgot to even look at the clock.
That's
It
what
went
you
by
got me for.
awesome.
And poor old Rachel didn't think we'd make it that long.
No.
I never had a doubt.
No.
Rob,
Well-
I'll hand it over to you. You want to tell everybody what we're going to do now?
Yes, we're all at 8 o'clock on Saturday night going to gather together and hold hands down at the Nervous Hospital for meatloaf night because I'm starving to death.
Yeah.
No, I'm just aggravating you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're absolutely tickled to death that everybody come and talk to us and come and see us each and every week. We're going to go around the room, find out where everybody can find each other at, and we are honored to be here to be with you guys. This is not just for us. We do this for you guys, and we'll bring it to you live, uncut, uncensored, unscripted, and we bring it to you the true way. We don't sugarcoat anything. So, Mr. Studmuffin down there in the lower left-hand A-man corner, where can people find you at?
You can find me at Tim Dills 13 at TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all them places. And if you want to email me, you can email me at timdills13 at Yahoo.
And down there in the other A-man corner, what about you, Survivor Man, who likes to go out and catch these confounded snakes and play with them and turn them into paracord wrist bracelets and everything else?
Well, yeah, I do like them though. That is some good eating, especially if you're hungry. You just got to wait for them little bitty ribs. You can get me on Facebook, Jerry Millwood. Get me on YouTube. My channel is Rebels Dark Tales of Appalachia. TikTok, J.R. Millwood. And I never remember my Instagram. And actually, I don't really care about this.
And our wonderful guest of the evening, Miss Rachel and Miss Angel. Where can people find you at if they're looking for you?
Well, just like Bigfoot, I don't deal much with social media. I just lurk in the woods. But you can find me on Facebook, Rachel Jones. And I'm going to start up a YouTube page whenever we go back to the house. We're going to film it and put it on YouTube. So that'll be coming soon. I'll let everybody know. Basically, you have to find me through Tim. Everything I get, I just send to him and let him put it on the internet or whatever.
I'm her agent. Just get a hold of me and I'll get you in touch.
That's my agent.
That
Talk
works.
to him.
And
Okay, you can find me at Google. It's 1990.abcakes@gmail.com, or you can find me on Facebook, Angel Brown.
And if we're at the main podium where the preacher usually sits at, I'm sitting over here in the corner where the piano player's at.
Okay.
So when you can't find if you can't find him on Amazon.com where you can get George Lunsford's books, where can we find George Lunsford at?
Well, you can find me on about most of the social media stuff. I'm on most of them, usually pushing my store or pushing my books or pushing NCI or just being pushy, I guess. I don't know. You can usually go to my website, which is authorgeorgelunsford.x10host.com. That was done by my beautiful wife who just redid it, and it's got all kinds of neat stuff on there now. Or you can just find me in the woods with these crazy guys.
And if anybody's looking forward to trying to find me, you can go down here at the bottom on our ticker tape at the bottom. You can check out mine and George's online stores for all your NCI merchandise. We got some interesting stuff. Got new stuff coming each and every week. You never know what you might find. Find me on Instagram. I think it's nci.rob, or you can go to TikTok and find us at NCI at North Carolina Investigates, just like you can here on YouTube. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a night. We're going to let our brother Vince take us out of here. And I think Brother Tim has got one more something other to holler at.
I was just going to mention Harley and Boom Boom that ain't here. You can find Boom Boom at Bigfoots of America with an S and Bigfoots of Michigan. There you go. And you can find Harley at Owens Outdoors. So check those guys out. They just couldn't be here tonight.
Yep. And Wood Booger said you can find him in the woods behind my house.
And thank you, Ed. I appreciate you, brother.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, if I can get my mouse to work, where'd it go? There it is.
Hey, my mouse don't work.
Oh, it takes a case of Tourette's and lays down and gets lazy and all kinds of mess. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to say bicycle, and we're going to let our brother Vince take us out of here.
Sickle.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. The foulest stench is in the air, the funk of 40,000 years. And grizzled ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver. For no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. The foulest stench is in the air, the funk of 40,000 years. And grizzled ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver. For no mere mortal can resist the evil of the